Petri dish, the Petri dish, the Petri dish. This is the Petri dish, the Petri dish, the Petri dish. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Petri dish. I am your host, Bobby Benedict. There's something growing in here, and today it is consistency. It is Tuesday, the day that I put out the podcast, and I am just recording it right now, this Tuesday, this very moment. Why? Been doing a bunch of stuff. So welcome. I am growing things. I'm not growing things. I'm doing things. Stuff is happening. It's just not like instant, unfortunately. I have been moving away from instant art, I guess. I think I've definitely made this complaint before. I don't know if it's on the podcast or what, but the thing that gets me about stand-up comedy is I don't like having to refine things in front of a crowd, because then they think their input matters, and that's god-awful for art, to have the audience think they're involved in the process. And with stand-up, they are, because if a joke doesn't get any laughs, well, that sucks, toss it, you know? But what if it is good and the audience is stupid? That's the thing. I've always labored under the delusion that people can be smart. And that's the mistake I made with my comedy, at least, you know. I usually thought that, like, hey, if I make this thing dumb, people will like it more. And then you make something super dumb, and people miss, like, the overarching concept that makes it, like, the funny thing. And I get it. People don't want to think with comedy. They want fucking boners and farts, and then boom, the end. But if I have to watch a dude talking for 45 minutes to an hour, it's gotta have fucking something in it, right? So I don't know. I'm just too fucking high concept and good for stand-up comedy. Not exactly. Unfortunately, it's kind of true, because we are back in a stand-up comedy boom of, like, mostly bro-y shitheads, which, like, this has happened before. You all remember fucking, what's the dude with the cigarette around the fucking, he was on, like, Celebrity Apprentice. You guys remember. That shitty 90s comedian who was awful. He smoked around the back of his head and did terrible, like, rhymes. He was the product of that time, the same way that Sebastian Maniscalco is the product of this time. And I know there's probably so many people like, Sebastian Maniscalco is the best comedian right now. No, he's not. He is just, like, loud and makes faces, which is like, he's just like Italian Dane Cook, but, like, worse, because Dane Cook actually had, like, a couple set up punchlines at one point. Either way, the point is, comedy sucks because Sebastian Maniscalco sucks. It's a direct correlation. But I mean, you think of all the comedy greats going on right now. Let's talk about that stand-up news. Chappelle thought it was a good idea to bring Elon Musk on stage, which, like, everyone always shits on, like, ooh, awful liberal comedians that are all PC. All they want to do is clap along to stuff. But what was your goal, richest and most powerful comedian currently? What was your goal, bringing another weird rich guy on stage just to be like, yeah, I've never been connected to normal people, and then, like, expecting that to go well? You know, like, Elon Musk is a demon. He's like, literally evil. You know, like, I know people like, ooh, he makes jobs and he's so smart. He's not. He bought the idea of Tesla and then sued the guys that originally made Tesla to make himself the owner. He literally bought the title of, like, founder of Tesla. He bought that title just like you would buy the title, you know, like Mattress King. That person isn't actually royalty. A Mattress King isn't actual royalty, the same way Elon Musk is not the founder of Tesla. So people need to stop pretending that Elon Musk has ever created anything. PayPal wasn't his idea. He created a shittier version of PayPal that got bought out by the PayPal guys, and then he fought to like keep his name in the PayPal name so that he could get enough funding to get like government contracts for SpaceX and Twitter and Tesla and all these. He just keeps buying companies with his family's diamond blood money. And if he fails, he has enough capital stashed away to back it up. So all of that I've just told you is the opposite of comedy. And so Chappelle's fun idea was, hey, this guy that's not funny at all and is actively ruining thousands and thousands of people's lives, here he is. And oh, they had the audacity to boo him, all those woke liberals in San Francisco. Do you know who goes to see Chappelle? Fucking transphobes and misogynists. That's about it. And I know you're probably thinking, I still love Chappelle and I'm not a transphobe. Fuck you. You probably are. I don't know what your idea of being okay with people is, but like general mockery for people that you probably don't interact with isn't cool. It's actually just bigotry. Even if it's coming from a black person, that doesn't mean that they can't be awful. Especially because, again, rich people. That's the problem we have. No one understands that class solidarity and racial politics have mixed together so that the ruling class can keep everyone down. And so the solidarity you see between Dave Chappelle and Elon Musk is the exact bullshit the government has been trying to create to keep all of us poor and dying. Speaking of poor and dying, I've still got a cough. Still unemployed. Shit's great. Welcome to the Petri dish. I hate everything. Don't do comedy. It's full of awful people. If people could figure out how to be funny, it would be great. But people just think that, like, I'm joking around with friends, but then they're on a stage like, oh, you think comedy is just like saying your opinion, and because your opinion is ridiculous, because you're stupid, then that's comedy. And that's not comedy, because if you were parodying your ideas, or if you were taking them to an extreme so that people can see the ridiculousness that this train of thought is, it would make sense. But if all you're doing is basically just laying out like, I don't like trans people and I don't think they're valid, misogyny is fun, and rich people should get to do whatever they want, that's not a joke. That is just what is happening. Right? That's why people say things, ooh, that's a joke. What's the framing of this joke? You know, like, the same way that it would be funny if in a TV show, like a bunch of cops showed up to your front yard to like stand out there and be like, hey, get out here, your lawn is too long, and then they like shoot you to death. That would be insane, because when would that happen? Except we are constantly seeing body cam footage of exact shit like that. And everyone's like, it's kind of funny. It's not, because it's actually happening. You know what I mean? The same way that Nazism isn't funny because people have been denying it now. It's not even like 100 years old. It happened. Fucking goddamn, the world sucks. And I hate all of you, and I hope you know this. So thanks for listening. Everything's bad. I have a cold. And I have a really cute cat behind me who's asleep. She keeps constantly trying to go outside, even though it is very cold. And that's your cat update. Chicken update for those who pay attention to the chickens in our lives. We have actually gotten rid of all of our chickens because I can't take care of them anymore. And so many of them have died that at this point I'm like, how much energy do I keep wanting to put into 2 chickens that have been horribly depressed since seeing the slow deaths of their 6 sisters? You know, either through animals getting them, just general chicken dumbness, like bullying everyone out of the chicken coop so that you can sleep alone and then you freeze to death. Bro, like, don't do that. Stay warm, please. So yeah, we gave our 2 chickens to my former boss in my last job because she's dope as fuck, and she's the one who taught me how to raise chickens anyway. So she was nice enough to take those chickens off our hands while I was on tour. Thanks for figuring all that out, Alicia. And it's funny, Alicia had to do all that while I was out, doing whatever. I haven't even talked to my boss since I quit. I'm just mostly like, I don't know, I don't know how to strike up the conversation again, and I know it would be easy because there's no bad blood, but she, she's nice enough to not reach out, just like give me my space, but I'm also like, fuck, what do I do? Do I text, hey, hope you're not too busy at work? I already knew she's working like 12-hour days all the time for that shitty company, and now that I'm gone, I'm assuming the workload has not lessened slightly. So I don't know. I should probably start like talking to other people again. I saw a TikTok the other day that was like, oh no, I have protected my peace too much, and now I have no friends, and I just watch shows inside all day, and then sometimes I stream on the internet to nobody. And I was like, oh, relatable. Because, hey, I stream on Twitch to me in order to create content on the internet like this that you may be seeing on YouTube right now. Hey, thanks for coming to YouTube. All right. But, yeah, it's just... the pandemic really did something, it really did something for general xenophobia and agoraphobia. And it's like, the only people that are out there being like, I'm not going to be afraid, are either dying or like killing other people. They're like, I'm not going to be afraid to go out, so I'm going to protest this drag library reading thing. The only people that go outside are Proud Boys. That's what I'm saying. If you go outside, I'm assuming you're a Proud Boy, so I'm not going to go outside because you just can't. Although, I've always known that, Nazis don't have a problem with me, and that's a huge problem because, they see me and they're like, oh, better not start problems there. One of those weird Minden Nazis actually tipped me very well last time I was performing down there. And for those of you who don't know, Minden, Nevada is well known in the area for still having an alarm to tell the brown people to go home. Let that sink in. Nevada, a place that has never been in the South and has never been part of, slave culture in America, has sundown towns. Let that sink in. And it's so recent, the racism and bigotry is so recent that the residents of Minden, a couple of them tried to be like, hey, maybe let's get rid of the all the brown people go home alarm. And all the white people were like, that's not what it is. That's to signal the end of the workday. The end of the workday for a whole town? Where there is a non-standard labor agreement. Not every place is like, okay, it's 6 p.m., everyone go home. That's not how the fuck society works. It was signaling the end of the workday, as in, all you coloreds get out of my field or the gun's gonna start going off. You know what I mean? So, your racist alarm town has been my biggest supporter musically. And that's the thing that's hard to reckon with. In an unjust society filled with just full to bursting with Nazis, do you still even want to make money? Any money I make is going to be dirty blood money, no matter what. So, half the time, I'm like, do I want to go make money, or would I rather just die and, let them have it? You can have your weird fascist Mad Max wasteland, you fucking weirdos. I'm out. I don't know what the fuck the end game is here. I mean, I know that the end game is a white ethno-state. They say it out loud many, many times all the time. But where do the rest of us go aside from every other country on the world? We can't, because America has really pretended that we're so great that it's impossible to leave. That's how awful America is. People think that burning the flag is the worst thing that you can do in America. No, just everything that has been done. It's already like, ooh, don't burn our flag. We still respect America. You shouldn't. There's nothing about America you should respect. If I didn't wish I was dead every day, I'd do something about it. But if I go out there, they'll kill me anyway. So, stalemates. There you go. America's fun, right? This is what you get in a solo podcast. Just me telling you the world is awful and I don't want to make art anymore. But I have pigeonholed myself into this profession because you used to be able to have dreams. You know, I come from an immigrant mother and a proud military father who both instilled to me, you can do whatever you want in the world. And then they proceeded to ruin the entire world every decade that I've been alive. So, I mean, it even started before that. And pretty much, I don't even know if we can pin it all on Ronald Reagan. It really goes back. I'm going to blame the Bush dynasty. That's mostly what's ruined all of our lives. So, yeah. Keep flipping Dixie Chick CDs upside down, Dad. We're all doing great. All right, what else is there? Been getting weird death threats. We don't need to go into that. I don't think they're real, so been getting a lot of scam insurance calls. Why? You know, like, isn't life hard enough? You don't need to remind me every day that health insurance is a scam. I don't understand why they keep calling me, being like, do you want to pay $800 a month for our private health insurance? No, I don't. Why? So I don't die? That's bullshit. If I got a cool fucking terminal disease right now, that's a free ticket. That's a free ticket off this fucking rock. So, I don't know. Health insurance is a scam. Don't do it. Die on your feet, not on your knees. What else is there? Been writing more scripts. Trying to find comedy, you know, among the scenes of chaos that you find in the world. And, you know, like, I don't have commentary to give like fucking Atlanta, you know, like that's a great show. And comedically on point, and also socially interesting commentary. Like, I don't got that because there is no nuance in the world that I live. And I know everyone would probably say like, oh, there's nuance everywhere. You just gotta look at positivity. No. I'm done being positive. Positivity has gotten me nowhere ever, except right here, right now. So negativity, it's not going to get me much further anyway. So really, all you have now is apathy. It's like I went into the butcher's line to grab the ticket. That's my social security card. And I'm just waiting for the butcher to either crumble into dust so I can get the fuck out of this butcher shop, or waiting for one of the weird Nazi cops that hangs out in the butcher shop to find my house and murder me. I mean, make a wellness check. I upset my local government. I upset the Sparks code enforcement people. They're probably not the ones sending me death threats. That seems way too traceable. But like, they keep sending me letters with pictures of my house. Like, you're using all of my tax money to do that shit? Why the fuck do we have you? This is why people firebomb government buildings. Why are you sending me surveillance footage of my own house being like, here's a bunch of legal speak, we know where you live? Fuck off. I don't have the energy to deal with, you have 8-inch weeds in your lawn. It's winter now. They'll fucking die. Go away. go away, and I hope that when you get home, your children hate you. This is specifically for Tabitha. Tabitha Creon of the Sparks Code Enforcement. I hate you. Stop leaving business cards at my door. What else is there? There's not much else. That's pretty much all that's been going on. I've been trying to apply to jobs to have work, but turns out employment's a scam too. You know, everywhere says that they're hiring just so they can get tax breaks and deny everyone. So that's fun. What else? What else is in the world? Weight loss update. 0%. I'm fatter than ever. Probably going to die soon. And that's all your fault, society. No, I mean, I get my Amazon deliveries of large bags of rice, you know, so, you know, it's basically like Africa in here. It's pretty cool. I'm just going to eat raw flour and keep taking my multivitamins so I don't get fucking scurvy and rickets. And we'll see where that goes. All right, that's 20 minutes of talking. Aside from this awful, bleak speech I've given all of you, let's see what's going on in the Petri dish. Most recently, I've been doing my Media Monday streams on Twitch. If you haven't caught those, I've been trying to do more music blog things for the Dying Scene Punk blog that I don't know if I've talked about on here, but I have been blogging about bands because, you know, what else is there? I'm just going to listen to music and tell you it's good. So I've been trying to get more into my scene at large in this region, trying to connect to more music. So I've just been checking it out live on Twitch and then either writing stuff up about it for Dying Scene to publish or just being like, nope, not today. I've been playing some video games, mostly Chivalry 2 lately. I've been streaming that. And then I've also just been doing Sunday hangouts on Twitch, which, you know, hanging out with nobody is pretty much my MO all the time anyway. So it's going. I'll probably just play more video games about it. Yeah. I haven't been doing much stand-up because life is awful and nothing is funny. But I've been writing scripts. I've been trying to finish a movie script about a guy who meets Bigfoot, and Bigfoot is on a revenge quest. That's all I'm going to say about it because there's so much to go through. But yeah, it's basically just like a dumb movie idea that I figured, hey, if society doesn't collapse, maybe someone will give me $20 for this movie idea. Been writing more sketches, just trying to flex that sketch writing muscle because I've been kind of compulsive with keeping up with the Whitest Kids You Know's Twitch stream stuff. So if you don't want to listen to me, hey, check out the Whitest Kids stuff. They've been going strong. It's a fun little community. Yeah, they've been making a movie. Hopefully that'll get done eventually. That's all I've been paying attention to. And just going on the internet a bunch, cycling through several different websites, feeling awful, and then going to go work on more music. Like the Sad Giants album is not good. It is not good, and it is going to cost me money to make it good, and I have no money, so music, not good. Those tracks that Brian and I recorded in Nashville, though, I've been working on those raws, working on my mixing skills a little bit. I'm getting them to sound pretty good, so that's the one thing I can be proud of, is the Mankind and Big Show split mixing. It's going well. I guess, yeah, really music's all that I feel in myself right now. But not even good music. Like, I just have droning ideas in my brain over defeatist lyrics. And I guess it's healthier to get these ideas out than it is to keep them bottled up. Because at least if I go through the motions of saying all this shit out loud, it gets out of me. It's like, sorry, it has to go into you, or in the very least, it goes into the ether and no one has to deal with it. Like a fart. That's it. That's the end of that sentence. Just like a fart. Like, if I sit in here and just fart up this room a bunch, I'm the only one that suffers. But if I fart out into the world, there's enough space that if someone needs that fart, they can have it. If they don't need a fart, well, it's gone. It's good. It's done. So I'm trying to release more fart out into the world. Like this song that I wrote called Don't Make Art. And it's just, nobody cares and then you die. Marketplace ads for all the things you thought you'd try. Don't make art. Don't make anything. That's the end of that song. I'll probably turn it into something. That's not a bad idea. It's true, because, you make art, and then you die, and then if you weren't that good at it, no one ever knows your name again, and you fade into nothingness. So I'm just hoping to, fade into nothingness a little slower, so, when I die, people can go to YouTube and be like, hey, look, he talked for roughly 30 minutes once. Let's listen to this. And they listen to it, and they go, oh, that makes sense. But I don't know. I still remember when I first started Sad Giants as a project. It was 2016, 2017. I was going to this therapist. She wasn't a very good therapist, but she was the one that I had. And I was like, I miss making art, if only for the timestamp that it gives me for how I felt in a moment. Because I used to make songs almost every day, at least twice a week. I was making new songs just in GarageBand in my room, just being an angsty high schooler and or early college student. And then she was like, why not? Why don't you keep doing it? There's literally nothing stopping you. I'm like, yeah, there's nothing stopping me except for everything that no longer supports art as a thing. The only reason art got as good as it did is because we had a society set up to tax billionaires down a little bit so that money would just get spread around to society. Companies used to have to do something with the thousands of dollars that they allocated to jingle making. And then you'd hire 4 guys in Alabama who were a real good quartet, and they'd sing you a jingle, and you'd be like, all right, here you go. And those guys would be set for a month. That doesn't exist anymore. Doesn't exist anymore because they can pay one in-house college student to work way too much on soundtracking literally everything. And then instead of spending, all the money that they could spend, they're spending $40,000 a year on music, which is much less in the grand scheme of how much money exists in the world. And I'm not even talking specifically about money and currency and everything should be given to us down here. But for how much people say that we have things automated, that we have the ability to do so many things, who does? Who has the ability for these things? Old people. Old people that have had 20 years of stability to build up a savings. Or literally own anything. You can't buy a house anymore. You just can't. Do you have 80 grand tucked away? Sorry, you don't get to live anywhere. So I don't know. Everything's bleak and nothing about art gives me warm fuzzies, which honestly is, I think, when you make the best art. So I'm just going to try to keep creating through all of this. Just going to try to keep going because, you go until you can't. That's all you do is you just make art and then you die. There's some stuff in between. So I'm just trying to stave off the dying part, but at this point, there's not much in the con column of that pros and cons list. So, hey, Welcome to the podcast. That's the end. What bands? Go check out Zach Baker's song "Theater Girls Will Break Your Heart." That's all I've got for you. There's a second season of Firefly Lane on Netflix. Let's fucking watch that. What else? Go look up Dave Chappelle getting Elon Musk booed in front of a bunch of people. It's irrelevant. It's not good. It's not bad. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything to Dave Chappelle or Elon Musk that they can't just throw a few $1,000s in a PR team at, you know? So fuck comedy and fuck making other people feel good anymore. That's about it. I hope you all feel just as awful as I do. My medications have not started kicking in. And coffee has. I'm feeling awake. I'm going to work on some more music and try to get this uploaded so all of you can hear just how great things are going. So, I don't know. Thanks for tuning in, friends. Next week will be probably slightly less bleak. I'll probably talk to Jonathan. He'll be able to pull me out of this because he's got more reasons for things that he can, not that like, ooh, he's got so much more to live for than me. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that dude has fucking been through the shit. And I can't whine at him. So surround yourself with people that won't let you get away with your bullshit. If I wasn't here by myself, I guarantee I'd have any guest yelling at me about how stupid anything I've said is. So feel free to call me stupid and show me something cool. Send me a YouTube video of hippo farting and shitting. How many times have I brought up? I think I've brought up hippo fart like a bunch of times this week. It's the only thing that gives me life. Go look up hippo fart on YouTube. All right, friends. I'll see you next week.